It's the final game of Throwback Weekend here in Fairfield, Connecticut. The Utah Archers and the California Redwoods, a Western Conference rivalry. How about those sweet throwback jerseys? That might be the best of the weekend.
Game
with the
one today, Jack Kelly held them to 7 goals.
Finally, Westberg opens the scoring for Redwoods. These two teams have combined 0 of 7 shooting before that Berg shot beat Dobson.
I don't even know if Berg was the intended target here. I think this ball got tipped on the way. You're going to see Garnsey throw it inside. I think that was intended for Simmons or even maybe tipped before Berg captured it.
I would agree with you. That was going to 9.
Strong free possession for Archers.
Oh,
bullseye.
Oh, boy.
On the run, Tom Schreiber doing Tom Schreiber things.
You don't want to see him get going if you're a Redwoods fan.
No, and he's been struggling shooting the ball for his standard.
A good goal. Offsides penalty is wiped out. All even face-off.
You talk about the wrists of Tom Schreiber, and this is on the run. He doesn't break stride for 1 second, gets the defense to commit to his right hand, and he goes with his offhand. This is his offhand. This is the best offhand shooter on the run that, I don't know, since Paul Rabel, at least, in his prime.
Well, and then you slide to him, and he whips those passes all the way across the field. That really,
Denver knows who their players are. Wow.
Bomb, Matt Moore from 2, 100 miles per hour. What a shot. Blazed it right past Kelly.
Matt Moore, you're not going to step out. I'm going to flame throw this to the upper corner. Archers up early by 2.
He's on Team USA last summer.
Spins free and scores. That's the Charlie Bertrand that California needs.
They need that desperately.
They need him to be an all-star.
Yes, they do, because from a midfield perspective, only 3 midfielders have registered points, non-2-pointers this season. Degnan, Bertrand, and Kirst, right? Bertrand is shooting 19% on the season, and we saw flashes in 2022 where he was one of the best young middies in the league, and you see him, he can own a matchup with physicality and use that left hand in that 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock frame.
Just an update on Matt Moore. Appears to be dizzy on the sidelines, getting checked out by the athletic trainer. Look at that goal.
Ryan Ambler. The Archers offense humming even without Moore out there.
That will make Jack Kelly dizzy. That is a rip. Ambler has this one smoking, RB, and I love the way that he uses his feet to get to the middle of the field.
Ambler, everybody's favorite teammate, plays with a ton of energy, ton of juice, great picker. Here he goes at a long pole matchup. He's usually on a short stick. They throw back to him a little hitch and top step and fake as he approaches, just poor approach angle. Once Ambler gets top side.
He's an elite all-around lacrosse player.
Rapinoe! Are you kidding? That is vintage from RP3.
ESPN's Burke Magnus had the Redwoods hat on earlier, saying that he's going to ride or die with RP3. RP3's 9 points away from 600 in his career, and that is a dandy. You talk about deception, and when Dan Orlovsky was in the booth, we talked about deception in terms of leading defender one way, thinking. Everyone's thinking, okay, he's setting up the question mark, right, at 5 and 5. No, it's the backhand.
The Canadian egg roll.
Alex Simmons, if you put him in the right spots, can be a lethal goal scorer, 9 and green.
That trickles in. Count it for Rob Pennell. Screened Dobson, who got a bad look at it. He's trying to say he did enough to keep it out, but...
And it's no big surprise here with all the different moving parts offensively. You know, what are the constants that you can trust, that you can lean on, that you know are going to show up? Pennell has got 2, and Berg's got 1.
You know what's interesting, Ryan, is as good as Graham Hossack is, Pennell's had success against him in their one-on-one matchups. Rob Pennell I feel like he's so equipped at goal line extended to feel a defender. You know, you saw that
Some of that.
Ambler, patient approach, and it pays off. Ryan Ambler, that's his second goal of the night. And it fires Utah back in front.
You know what's interesting here is a lot of times when you have an outside shooter like Andrew, like shoot the ball, shoot the ball. His patience is excellent here because he feels the pressure and then he runs through it. I thought he was going to catch that ball, Ryan, right away and shoot, but the patience and the confidence to go to the middle of the field just created way more of a scoring opportunity.
Well, I think he recognized that initial defender that was sliding over just took a poor approach angle.
The most turnovers in the league.
Not that time. Perfectly placed. Matt Moore. That's his second goal of the game. And this Utah midfield, RB, is pouring it on California.
You know, Matt Moore struggled the early part of this season, and it felt like he just needed a moment, a breakout, and he had that in Boston. And then once that's occurred, then it's like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm really good. I'm really good at shooting through contact. I mean, he's got a defender. Arden Cohen, like, what more do you want?
Has it here. Can he prove Kark wrong? One-handed, maybe, no, spins back, it scores. Kelly got a piece of it, couldn't keep it out. Quiet no longer, Mr. Carcaterra.
Prove me wrong? No, he's proving me right. He's quiet, and he's one of the best, most dramatic players in terms of what he's able to do with pressure on him. Connor Fields is a magician. It's his first shot of the game. You're not holding 5 and white.
13 to shoot. Schreiber whips the pass. LeClaire cans it. 81 miles per hour.
Break
the assist
this down,
from Schreiber.
How does he even catch this? I mean, Schreiber sends a sidearm missile to the cutting LeClaire, who catches this across his body and then spins with that. This is incredible skill by LeClaire. So he catches it across his body, pivots here.
Amen on the shorty.
It worked.
He'll make you pay. Just like Chris Bates drew it up, Grant Ament cashes in on the short stick, and Utah up 9-4.
Yeah, we talked about TJ Malone and his ability to attack from all over. How about Grant Ament? Obviously, he's more than comfortable back here. The evolution of him as a midfielder is in front of the cage, getting his hands free and shooting from range and on the run. Here, he goes back to Old Faithful. He knows
allows you then to see it on your side.
Who, Chip Kelly was?
Yes.
I did not know that.
I did a UCLA football game 2 years ago. We were talking about Hopkins Lacrosse forever.
Guy. And then you're taught, slide when you see the back of a player's helmet.
Great goal, Matt Moore. Little trickery there on the release point.
Watch how quick he turns his body on this shot.
He's back, by the way, right? He is back.
Watch this. Gets above goal line extended, and in one motion like that,
and
he didn't even turn.
No
he
look.
didn't even turn. Watch this. Watch the head of the stick. The head of the stick moves before his hips do.
And like a fulcrum, he almost uses Tevlin as his kind of stopping point.
On full display, Moore, Schreiber, and Ambler have led the way. Terrific call, jumping through the crease. Rob Pennell trying to do it all by himself. He's got 3 out of California's 5.
Two things here. One is Pennell's recognition that there isn't a slide prepared. So he sees all this open space in front of the crease. The only guy that could have slide would have been Hasek, which would have an easy pass for Pennell. So once he sees that, he's going. And secondly, he knows, this game is in the margins right now.
Play the sport. Schreiber caught on D. Forces Pennell to pass, and he turns it over. How about that from Tom Schreiber, Mr. Do-It-All?
Here he is.
Stays out and scores! Tom Schreiber causes the turnover, and then 88 miles per hour to the back of the net.
defense to offense. Fine, you're gonna trap me on defense? That's all, that's fine. I'll stand down, I'll play solid D, and on the turnover, I'm gonna get on my giddy up. I'm gonna sprint in a range, and I'm gonna make you pay for it.
That's his 400th career point.
How many did it evenly like that, where you would have 200 goals and 200 assists?
That's what's made him Tom Schreiber.
Yeah, bingo.
Redwoods desperate for something. The creativity, the BTB to Westberg, who finishes on the doorstep. Exactly what California's been craving.
And it was a great push here by Connors. And we talked earlier, maybe kind of pressing a little bit too much against his former team. Here he makes the smart decision. You got a classic 4-on-3 fast break. You draw, you hit the point man, the legendary Rob Pennell. You trust that he's gonna make the right decision. A little behind the back. And Berg wisely works his way in front of the cage. Watch this little underneath move by Berg right here. This little whoop, pull it across your face, and then finish.
Long pole goal, Mason Woodward.
Woodward is an interesting rookie, Ryan, with a skill set that allows him to do this kind of work.
Yeah, so in transition, as a pole, you're taught to just crash the crease. So here's Woodward all up there. Here's the crease right in front. He's gonna throw with it. He's just gonna crash there. And by doing that, you force the defense to cover you. And if they don't, then you're wide open on the crease. So you see him crash the crease, he hangs out. You gotta go play more. No one rotates behind the play to cover Woodward, so he's left just all by his lonesome. An easy little tap in.
Yeah, it's the 2 days later, it's like run for the hills.
Schreiber twisting, turning, passing behind the back. Connor Fields off a beautiful ball from Schreiber.
What?
Yes.
What?
You know what's great about this play? You got the best of Tom Schreiber and the best of Connor Fields in one, right?
Yes.
Like a ridiculous pass with your offhand.
Yes.
With pressure on you to Connor Fields, who's had a slow night, but he's not going away from what makes him Connor Fields, having that magical type stick and the deception that just drives goalies bonkers.
And there's only one guy in the world.
Fed into Ambler. He loses his balance, passes it. How about that passing? A clinic from Utah. And Connor Fields cashes in.
Enough is enough with these Tom Schreiber passes. How about the props, though, to Ryan Ambler to keep this play alive, Ryan? It was unbelievable. And then the payoff. This is a great play on many levels. The save by Ambler, the dish by Schreiber, the finish by Fields. They're speaking the same language.
In Western Conference standings, Clark, this is what you were talking about. But if Archers wins today and goes 4-2, and they play like they did today, they really should win it.
To your point, if Utah goes 4-2, which they're going to, and California drops to 1-4 with the doubleheader, if you lose both those,
you're done.
Those games,
season's over.
You're toast.
Good stick fake and head fake there by Ament just to get Kelly a little bit off that near pipe. You could see the frustration.
That have showed up this season. Now Moore at 4-2.
Finally, the lid is off for Redwoods. They had not scored since the 6-minute mark in the third quarter. Bertrand ends the drought.
I think this pass is intended for Garnsey inside.
It definitely was. He was going to catch it across his face. That's a brilliant shot, too, by Bertrand. You look at...
They're going to match that stylistically.
That's more like it. It's going to be too little too late, but back-to-back goals for California. Rob Pennell.
He came to play.
He did. 4 goals, 1 assist.
This is the best game, I think, of his season. Coming into tonight, shooting 16% on the year. but he has made it count. And I think that